looking at the truth, the money never lie, no. I'm the one, yeah, I'm the one. Early morning in the dawn, know you wanna ride now. I'm the one, yeah, I'm the one, yeah.
Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's Alicia. So for today's video, it will be really different because I'm gonna be doing a story time about a time in my life that I don't like talking about. I've never spoken about it before, but I decided it is time to, let it out, speak up. It's gonna be a real video. I'm not gonna edit out anything, so if I make mistake, I'm sorry. I'm not perfect. So meanwhile I'm talking, I'll be doing like a little makeup look. It's not a makeup tutorial. I think that I will be basing my channel on like makeup tutorial, lifestyle and hair videos. I think that's the route I want to take right now. So I think that's all I have to say right now. So we're just gonna get right into the video. No time to waste, just right into it, sweetheart. So yeah. Okay, so I went ahead and I started my eyebrows because why not, girl? We're gonna start this video all over again because I don't like it. So basically, everything started like last year, spring break. Like, I felt like I was cursed, but I wasn't, but I felt like it. So basically, I was on the track team. I was doing good in school. I was really happy because one, I was on the track team. Two, my cousin was on the track team with me and she was in school with me, so basically I was happy. And three, I was starting to like socialize with people because normally I do not socialize. I try to, but then people just push me away, so it's like fuck you. But sorry for my language, but I was doing great at that time. Before spring break, the week before spring break, I was doing wonderful. I felt like at that time I was sad, but I was happy also. So it was like, yeah, I'm good. So basically, the week before spring break, I had track training. We were doing awesome. We were like training really hard because I wanted to be good. I wanted to be like fast. I knew, oh my god, my hoop just fell out, girl. Whew. Okay, I'm not even gonna edit that out. I'm just gonna put my hoop back in my ears and act like nothing happened. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. Okay, they're in. So back to what I was saying. So I knew that I had the potential to run fast. So I wanted to just train really hard and, see what I could like do in the track theme, I guess. So anyway, it was spring break. It was Friday. We were going home. I was happy because it was spring break and I had plans to have fun that spring break. I had plans to go out with my cousin, to have fun, to just be a girl and have fun, basically. That's how I'm gonna put it. So Saturday rolls around. I'm really bored. I have nothing to do because it's the first official day of spring break actually. So I have nothing to do, so I stayed home and I slept. So Sunday came around and my aunt called my mom, and she was like asking me, or told my mom to ask me if I wanted to go to Detroit with them. So I'm like, yeah, I love to go because I had nothing to do. It's a Saturday. I have nothing to do. I'd love to get out of the house and just have some fun. And she's like, okay, she's gonna be over here at XX time. And I was like, great, I'll be ready by the time you get here. So she was like, I asked my mom, I'm like, what are we going to Detroit for? And she's like, my aunt is gonna pick my uncle up from the airport because he couldn't get a cheap enough ticket to go to the airport closer to us. So remind you now, Detroit was like 4 hours to 4.5 hours away, depending on traffic. So it was quite a bit away. So I just wanted to know why we were going to Detroit to pick him up instead of in like Grand Rapids, where it's like an hour away or 45 minutes. So anyways, the ticket was cheaper, so he decided to came through Detroit instead. So I was like, great, I was happy to be going there because I've been there before once, but I haven't been to the airport and I haven't like seen the full picture of Detroit, and I wanted to just see what it was like. So we're just gonna leave off of the topic because that's just stretching it out a lot. So anyway, the Sunday, so she came to pick me up around 2 o'clock. Around 2 o'clock, she came to pick me up. We all dressed up, you know, we looked really, really pretty because we decided that we wanted to take some pictures. We wanted to just look good, child, look good. So she waited for me, and I put on this really beautiful black dress, and if I can find a picture, I will insert it. So I had like this really beautiful black dress on, and I had like my black Puma on. So I was like, you know, I'm just gonna wear all black. I don't know why I chose all black. That was a really bad choice. But if I would have known, and if I could have chosen a different color, I would have picked a lighter color because that would have been helpful. So she's like, whatever. She looked really nice. Remind you now, everyone dressed up. So my mom was here, and my mom had planned to go to church. So when we were all getting dressed to leave, she got jealous, I guess, and she was like, okay, can you guys wait for me? I think I'm gonna come also. So my aunt is like, okay, yeah, you can come. If you want to come, that's okay, that's fine, you can come. So she decided to get dressed, and we waited for her, and she came with us. So before we left, you know, it is tradition to take a lot of pictures. I love taking pictures. I feel like having a lot of pictures give me a lot of memories. Sometimes they're bad memories, sometimes they're good memories. So I'm like, whatever, I don't have a problem. I took a lot of pictures. I filled my phone with pictures before we left and while we were on our way. So it's just pictures, pictures, pictures. So while we were on the way, like basically we were just talking about my mom and aunt's childhood memories and what they've been through, and you know, just their life, basically what's going on in their life and everything like that. So everything was good because, you know, we were talking, we were learning about each other's life, and you know, my parents, they were laughing. My mom was having so much fun. She was laughing, she was just having fun. I've never seen her that happy before. Like she is a really happy person, but sometimes she does get sad, and for a long time I've never seen her that happy. So I was like, you know, that's good. We're all together, we're all laughing, we're all talking, we're all having a good time, and it's just wonderful, you know. You can't get any better than having a good time. So sorry. So I wanted to like go to sleep. And my cousin was like, no, you shouldn't go to sleep. You should wait until like we're coming back to go to sleep, because it will be dark when we're coming back, so it would be a better time to go to sleep since it will be like really, really dark. So of course I agreed with her, and I'm like, yeah, you're right, it will be darker and it will be a better time to go to sleep. So I chose to not go to sleep. I chose to wait until we were coming back. So we got to the airport about 4 hours after that, and I know, I'm sorry, this story is going to be really, really long, but just bear with me. You can skip the video on if you like. But anyway, we got to the airport about 4.5 hours later because we couldn't find the correct terminal. The airport is really, really big. And if you live in Detroit, you know that that airport is really, really big, and there's just different parts to the airport, and it's just like, whew, that's hard. So basically, we got there in 4 hours, but we drove around for like 30 minutes trying to find Terminal C, arrival, and all of that. So it was like, kind of hectic. So when we finally like found it, we parked the car, and we were like, you know, we're gonna go inside and wait for him, because originally his flight was supposed to be there by 9:30 p.m. His flight got delayed an hour and a half, so I don't know. He got out like 11:30. So we got out like 11:30, and I'm using the Fenty foundation. I just have it in a little tube, so I don't want to show y'all. But anyway, he got out like 11:30 p.m. and you know, we all ran to greet him. We all took pictures, more pictures, because he hasn't like seen his kids. Like he has like twin, a boy and a girl, and they were there. His wife, my cousin who's 16, my mom, and his wife's cousin. So basically we were all there and everything. Only person that wasn't there was my stepdad, because he decided to go to, he didn't want to come basically, so he left and went to church. So only my stepdad was missing. So we all got in the van and we were coming home. My cousin was there and she was crying. She's like, that's my older cousin, by the way, the one who's 16. So she was telling her mom, she's like, I'm hungry, I can't wait any longer to get something to eat. I'm really hungry. Can you stop and can we just get something to eat? Because remind you now, we didn't eat anything for 4 hours. So in the airport, like, there wasn't any food or anything in the airport to buy. So she was like, can you stop so I can get something to eat? And her mom was like, okay, I'll stop so you can get something to eat when we get to a certain point. So we got to that certain point and we stopped in that town and there wasn't nothing open. Like literally everything was closed. Nothing was open. The town was like basically shut down. It looked like ghost town. Like it basically looked like ghost town. Like no one lived there. So you know, I'm like, not a good sign. So her mom was like, can you wait like 2 more hours? We're almost home, so you'll get something to eat then. And she's like, okay, whatever. So we were about an hour away from home when I fell asleep because I was just really tired. So I fell asleep and I had a blanket, so I used my blanket to like make a pillow behind my head, and then I used my jacket. I was wearing this black dress with the green bomber jacket, so I used my jacket to cover me up, just my upper body, because I was like, okay, I feel cold, I feel but I didn't want to use my blanket to cover me up because I wanted something sturdy behind my head to make a pillow, basically, if that makes sense. So I was like having the time of my life, sleeping, honey, and I was deep in sleep. I didn't know what happened. I'm just telling you what I know and what I experienced and what the aftermath was. So I'm sorry if I cried. I'm gonna try not to cry because it's really emotional when you think about it. I wrote a memoir on it, and since I shared it with a lot of people at my school, I decided why not just share it with you guys on my YouTube channel. So sorry, I'm sick. So basically we were driving along and I guess the tire blew out, which was the tire, it was the back right tire, and that's the side that I was on. So while I was sleeping, I knew I felt when that thing just, like the side of the van just went down, and then like I heard this loud thud and I was like, what is that? I didn't know what it was. When I was younger, I always wanted to experience an accident. I don't know why. I just felt like I wanted to know what other people went through in it. You know, I know that I'm not strong enough. I honestly know that I'm not strong enough to handle certain things. So, but I didn't know why I wanted to know that, but I just wanted to know what people felt. But anyway, so I guess the loud thud that I heard was when the tire came off or blew out and flew in front of the van. So after the tire blew out, my aunt said that the van started to just spin really fast, and then it flipped like a couple times and it went from one highway to the other highway. So you know, like there's two sides of the highway. One traffic is coming and one traffic is going. So the van left from this highway to this highway, and it was like, wow. So my mom, she fell out. My uncle fell out. He fell out in the middle of the road and he got some serious head injury. and then my mom, she fell out on the other side of the highway, and she got a lot of injuries too. So basically, I like this foundation. It looks really nice. Yeah, it looks nice. I need to blend it out on the side some more, but anyway. So basically, so when I fell out, I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know where I was, because remind you now, I am sleeping. So I am deep in sleep at this point. So after that loud thud, I went straight back to sleep. I don't know what had happened. I was just deep in sleep. And when I woke up, I think I woke up like 5 minutes later. After everything was done, I woke up and I was outside the van and I was wondering, what am I doing on the outside? I thought we were going home. Where am I? What happened? What is going on? And I saw the van beside me and it was basically smoking. So to myself, I'm like, what is going on? Why is the van smoking? Did we just meet in a car accident? And my first thought was, where is my mom? Where's everyone? Who am I gonna tell first? You know, that's my first thought. And then I was like, is this what a car accident feels like? So I was really dizzy, and I didn't notice that I was dizzy until I tried to stand up. So I in my opinion, I felt like I got dizzy because the van was spinning and I was inside of the van. But I fell out at some point, but I didn't fall out like hard. Because when I fell out, my blanket was wrapped all around me, which I don't understand how it got from my head to all around me. So, you know, I was like, well, what happened? Why is my blanket all around me and stuff like that? So that's just that. I gotta put this thing in real good. Anyway, so I just had like a lot of questions. You know, I had like a whole lot of questions. I'm like, why is my blanket like right there? Why am I where I am? What happened? How did this happen? Who am I gonna tell? How are my family back in Jamaica gonna react? You know, just all these questions that just flooded my mind. So I guess I was too close to the road, and this lady, she came to me and she's like, could you take your blanket and move a little bit closer in onto the grass? And I'm like, yeah, I can. And I got up and I took my blanket and I walked closer into the grass. And after I walked, like, as I took the first step, a truck passed me so fast, like, I'm literally crying. But the truck passed me like at 80 miles an hour. That's how fast the truck was going. And I looked around and I'm like, what? And then, because basically I was conscious, but I wasn't that conscious. Because, so after the truck passed, I heard my aunt screaming loudly, and she just ran straight past me. And somehow she's like, my uncle was in the road, obviously. The truck was coming really fast, and she had to run to get him out of the road. And you know, I asked her, I'm like, how did you do it? Like, that truck was going so fast, like there's no way, only God can tell me how she ran faster than that truck to get my uncle out of the road. Because if she didn't, he would be a dead man. Like, I'm telling you, he would be a dead man if she didn't get him out of the road quickly or fast enough. So basically, after everything, after she got him out of the road, she looked for everyone else. Everyone was found. The ambulance came. They took us to the hospital. I didn't see my mom because I was under 16 at the time. So they had to bring me to, either way, even if you're under 18, you had to go to a children's ward. So I went to the children's hospital with my 3 other cousins, and then my mom, my aunt, my uncle, and my aunt's cousin went to the adult hospital. But the hospitals are like beside of each other because they are ran by the same people, if that makes sense. So I wasn't worried at all. I knew they were gonna take care of her. I knew that in my mind I was like, I hope she's okay. I hope everything is going good with her. So they asked me if I had anyone I wanted to call, and I'm like, yeah, I had my stepdad who lived in a certain town. I'm not gonna say where I live or anything, but you guys already know I live in Michigan, but I'm not gonna say exactly where. But anyway, I had my stepdad who lived in a certain town. So I told them that. I gave them his number, and they were like, okay, they're gonna call him and let him come and let him know what's going on, basically. So they called him, and right away he was there. The next morning he was there. Excuse me for a minute. Okay guys, so back to what I was saying. So basically they called my stepdad, they let him know what was going on, they let him know that we were in the hospital and that we had gotten a really bad car accident, and my uncle was in critical condition. My mom at the time wasn't in critical condition because they didn't check, they didn't exactly know what was wrong with her yet until they investigated deeper into the situation and the matter, and they found out a lot of stuff that no one knew. So it is not bad stuff. It is bad for me though. But anyway, so at the hospital I only spent like a day. I didn't see my mom the day after the accident. I didn't see my mom until this Tuesday morning when I went to the hospital to visit her, because after that I got in like Monday morning around 2 a.m. and then my mom just texted me. So I got in Monday morning around 2 a.m. That's when the ambulance took me to the hospital, and then I left Monday afternoon around 5 p.m. so Monday evening basically around 5 p.m. and I got home. When I got home I was just really tired. I was feeling depressed, I was feeling tired, I was feeling anxious, angry, like I was feeling everything you could think of. I wanted to cry. That was the first time in a long time I went on my knees and I cried and I prayed and I asked God, like, to save my mom, to save my uncle, to give them another chance at life and all of that. So like the next day, which is a Tuesday, we went to the hospital and we found out that my mom had broken her leg. She had 12 broken ribs. She had a lot of internal damage, internal bleeding, stuff like that. And my uncle, he was in coma for like 2 weeks. He had some issues. He had like bleeding around his brain, and then he had broken some part of his neck or something, so he almost died, honey. So he was in really bad condition. So they were both, and my mom and my uncle, they're brothers and sisters. I know, right? Very stupid to say, but yeah, they're brother and sister, same mom, same dad. So when my grandparents heard about that, like their 2 children got in a really bad car accident, they didn't take it well. The family didn't take it well. Everyone in Jamaica thought that my uncle had died. They were calling me, texting me every minute of the day. And at the same time, I had to deal with my own stress. I had to deal with the fact that my mom was in the hospital. I was home. I had to grow up, and I had to cook for myself. That's for one. Ugh. I had to take care of the house, because basically I was the woman of the house. Because like I'm an only child here. I have a brother, but he lives in Jamaica, so I'm an only child here. I'm the only girl child. So if my mom is sick, that means the job is mine to do. So I had to take care of the house. I had to make sure everything was clean, everything was good, and I had to go to school. I had to come home and make dinner for myself, and at the same time I didn't want to quit track and field. I didn't want to quit something that I had started, because usually I just quit when I can't take it anymore. And for track, I just wanted to continue, I just wanted to go on, but it was really hard. Trust me, it was really hard. I had to hide a lot of stuff. I didn't have any love on the track team. Like basically there was no one to talk to. There was no one to tell, because when I was at track meets, my mom would be in the hospital, and yes, I felt bad, but at the same time, my mom told me that, yeah, you can go do your track. You don't have to be here with me every day. When she was in ICU, I was there with her every day. After school, I was there with her. Sometimes I would leave school and be there with her. Sometimes I would cut track practice short and be there with her. When I was at track meets, I would text her every minute of the day. Sometimes she couldn't like text back really fast because obviously she's sick. And obviously she has to do a lot of surgeries. She did over 10 surgeries. So it was really hard. So for me, like, the aftermath was the worst for me because I felt depressed. I had to get counseling, and this is something I'm just opening up about. But yeah, I had to get counseling. I had to have people talk to me regularly so I could like keep my head steady. Like I felt like at one point I felt like I was gonna go crazy. At one point I felt like I want to take my life, but then I looked back and I'm like, if I took my life, how would I expect my mom to feel knowing that she's in the hospital and then hearing that I killed myself? So that's one reason why I didn't take my life, because I was thinking about her feelings. I was thinking about my dad's feelings, even though he's not really in my life. But I was thinking about his feelings. I was thinking about my family's feelings. So I was just thinking about everyone. Meanwhile, I'm trying to think about myself. I wasn't gonna be selfish in a time of need because I knew that was the time that my mom needed me the most. I needed a shoulder to cry in, but she needed a shoulder to be strong for her. And so that's something that I had to do. That's something that I had to learn to do. Something I had to learn was to learn to be not selfish, if that makes sense. I had to learn to be there for people, which was always hard. I had to learn to open up to people. I had to learn how to cry. I had to learn that everything doesn't deserve killing or anything like that. Sometimes I need to cry and just let my pain out. So that was something that I learned from this accident. I learned that, you know, let your pain out. After the hospital, she spent about 2 months in the hospital. Those were the 2 hardest months of my life. But she pushed herself and she got out of the hospital and she got to rehab that was closer to home. I was almost done with track, so I wasn't almost done with track actually. No, I wasn't done with track at all. So she got into rehab really quickly because she pushed herself. By the way, I didn't tell everything about that happened to her because she made a YouTube video about everything that happened to her, and I'm gonna link that video down below because I don't want to take away her spotlight. I want her to talk about her own story. I just wanted to talk about my feelings and what I felt during that time also. And I know this video is really long. I apologize for that, but it's because I really needed to make this. I really needed to rant about this. I really needed to let it out of my system and just start off something fresh, you know. So she got to rehab. She spent a couple weeks in rehab because she wanted to get out, because she knew that I was depressed. She could see it in my face every day. I tried to hide it from her, but she could see it in my face. One of the hardest times was when I was at track meets and everyone else, like, they had their parents there and I didn't have anyone. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm crying. But like, yeah, my stepdad, he was there and my cousin was there, but you know, I wanted my mom to be there. I wanted her to be there for me. I wanted her to see me winning these races. I never got the chance to like video any races that I ran, so I didn't get a chance to physically show her anything that I was doing in track. And that, like, I don't know why I'm crying, but I'm just really emotional because I've never talked about this before, and it's like I just need to get it out because I'm really emotional. But anyway, I didn't get the chance, she didn't get a chance to see what I was doing in track, how hard I was training to run these races and how good I was doing. I made it to regionals and she wasn't there. My stepdad was there, my cousin was there, but I wanted her there to see me. The only track meet she ever came to was my very first track meet, and it was really good. I only had 2 races and I did really good in the 2 races, so she got to see that, which I was really happy about. At least she got to see something. But you know, I wanted her there at that time. And when she got home from rehab, it was really hard to look at her. It was really hard to be around her. I felt really guilty, but like every time I looked at her, I wanted to cry. I wanted to I just felt like the world was so much on me, like the world was on my shoulders, like I wanted to leave, like I just wanted to go back to Jamaica, because honestly, like I would have had so much more support in Jamaica than what I had here, because I have family in Jamaica. I don't have anyone here besides my mom, my stepdad, and my aunt and her kids. Like, that's about it. My stepdad has his whole family here, but they're not my family, and so I can't really depend on them to make me feel at home, because they don't really know what I like or what my home was like, you know, something like that. So I'm trying not to cry, but it's just hard to try not to cry in this, try not to mess my makeup up, but it's just really hard. Like, thinking about it, I've never talked about it, so it's just really hard. I'm trying to cut the video short. But as I said, it was really hard to look at her. I would cry every day, but you know, it's life. I'm really happy she didn't die, because honestly, I don't know what I would have done if she had died. I would have probably died too. I told her every day, I'm like, you went through hell, and you know, you're still alive. You went through hell, and you're still here, and I give thanks for that. I never really tell her my feelings, because I'm the type of person that I don't like to cry in front of my mom. I like to be strong. I like to look strong for her, not only for myself, but for her. I want to be strong. I want to look strong, and I just feel like crying in front of her would not, like, I wouldn't look strong like that. So yeah, the lighting outside is going dark, so I have to stop this video in a minute now anyway. But it's just my video. As I said before, no one on the track team was really supportive. I was stressed, but when I was running, I felt free. I felt free, like I was getting rid of my problems. I didn't feel like I was running from my problems. I just felt like that was a time to focus on something different than my pain, than my problems, you know. Running was my only medication. Like, they wanted to put me on like antidepressants, and I told them no, I don't want to go on that. I have a reason to be depressed. I'm not gonna like take my life or anything like that, because when I was going to counseling, they're like, so you think of suicide? I'm like, yeah. They're like, do you think of a way to kill yourself? I'm like, no, because every way is painful. Honestly, I don't want to die, but that is a thought that crossed my mind, you know, and I erased it really quickly, because I want to be there for my mom. I want to be there for her. And even though she went through a lot, she's still happy. She's still smiling. She's still praising God. She never gave up hope. She never gives up on herself. She's just always happy, and I'm happy for her. But that's the end of my story. Whew. That was really good, getting all of that out. Like, I needed to cry. I needed to get that out. I needed just a break from trying to be strong. I just needed just a break from trying to be strong. So that's my video. That's the end. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. That's about it. Thank you guys for watching. Please share, and I will link my mom's video down below. I don't know why I keep saying down, but anyways, I will link my mom's video below in the description box. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna edit anything out of this, because it's just whew, like that. So I'm just gonna leave my mom's video in the description box so you guys can go watch it. It's really interesting. She talks into depth what happened to her and all of that. Nothing really happened to me other than the aftermath, where I was really depressed, and I already told you guys that, because that video was based on that anyway. So I didn't break any bones. Still, I didn't break any bones or anything like that. I was okay. And right now I'm okay. I'm getting onto a path of happiness. It's hard to find happiness, but I'm getting there. And I feel like this is a start to get there. And that's one of the reasons why I made a YouTube channel in the first place, to keep my mind occupied, to keep my mind busy, so I don't have to think about the sad things in life or think about the accident. I didn't want to talk about it at all, but it is time to just talk about it. It's time to get it out. It is time. I already wrote a paper on it for English class, and I'm just like, you know what, since I wrote a paper and people knew about it in school, why not just talk about it here? Why not talk about my inner feelings and what I went through? Because many people saw me and thought I was happy, but I wasn't, because it was hard. It was hard. Trust me, it is really hard being in a foreign country where you have no family or a limited amount of family, and then you got in a really bad car accident. It is the hardest thing that could ever happen to anyone. Like, I know people say, oh, I hate my family, oh, I don't want to be around my family, but trust me, in time of need, you're gonna need your family. You're gonna wish you were around your family, and you're gonna wish that your family were there for you, because the only people you're gonna see is your family. So that's my long, really long story time. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, as I said before 1,000 times, and bye.